What's going on, everybody? Thank you for coming through once again and hanging out with me. I'm Blocker 120 and this is Foam World Order. I wanted to start this episode off by basically letting y'all know that, I'm gonna have some background noise every now and again, little issues, and sometimes with noise because I live in an apartment and I don't have soundproofing or none of that yet. I am new. I'm still starting out trying to get my bearings with everything. Not only that, I live not too far from a precinct, a fire department, and an ambulance station. So between that, my son, and T'Challa, my other co-star, it's there's gonna be some background noise and things like that. But I want to continue to have this, like if we was hanging out, stuff that you would be hearing. T'Challa is definitely a part of the family, so you would hear that, and he loves just attention, and he will meow constantly until he gets that attention. But today, I want to bring y'all two blasters that you can get and pick up fairly easily at a thrift store or get from a used retailer, eBay, Mercari, OfferUp. There's plenty of places. Facebook Marketplace, okay, but buyer beware. As always, please be careful. Nobody wants to get scammed trying to have fun and enjoy themselves. But you can definitely pick these blasters up that I have right here on this table up at thrift stores for around $6-7. So let me tell you what these are, because I keep negating their name because T'Challa is really grabbing my attention right now. I apologize. We're supposed to be hanging out. But up here we have the Nerf CS6, Recon CS6, which came out in November of 2007, and then it was recalled because the original one that came out had an exposed plunger tube that was biting and ripping the skin of children and people who owned the blaster. So Nerf recalled the blaster, and then they all right, T'Challa, you're gonna have to go because you won't let me do talk to my people. Are you gonna let me talk with my people, or are you gonna constantly meow? Because all right, we're gonna have to bring you up here then. Because if you're gonna constantly meow until that, all right, now I feel like the villain in one of those movies, like where except I don't have my chair that spins because it really creaks, and that would really interrupt with the audio and everything. Talk about a distraction. But the Recon CS6 came out in November of 2007, and it was recalled over 300,000 units because it had an exposed plunger tube that was causing injury and ripping the skin off of the people who were using it. So Nerf recalled it, responsible move, and then they released it again in 2008 with a plunger tube, a shortened plunger and a plunger tube. The same basic everything. They didn't change nothing up about it. They just added the plunger tube to it for safety. This blaster was released for $20, and it had, let's see here, 1, 2, 3 removable parts that, I'm sorry, there was a scope attachment that was here. I don't have it. Like I said, this isn't really a review. We're hanging out, so I don't always have all the parts for everything that I have, especially if it's thrifted. I won't have all of the parts, but I'm gonna do the best to give y'all what I do have, so we can enjoy each other's company. But this had a removable light, which, let's see if it works the first time turning it on. As I said, this stuff is thrifted. Okay, it has a removable light, which can change its focus to make it mimic a laser or a flashlight, a night flashlight. The light also has a rail attachment, so you could put some Nerf stuff on there. Nerf has a bunch of different attachments. If you're new, Nerf has a bunch of different attachments that fit in between each one of their blasters. This also has a removable front barrel, which has a top rail and a bottom rail and a flip up sight. It's marketed as for accuracy, but you're not gonna get accuracy based off of this flip up sight or like that. These are toys. These are made to be played with, have fun, enjoy, smile. And if you play hard enough, a lot of exercise, you will get your blood pumping and you will be sweating. Moving on. It also has a removable stock that the stock can hold an extra magazine, 6-dart magazine that came with the blaster. This did not come with the blaster upon release, but it did come with the blaster at the thrift store. The stock release is this little button right here. You push it down, pop your stock right off, and now you have the basic blaster, save for the mag that's inside the blaster. To prime the blaster, you pull this slide back, pull the slide forward, you're good to go. The blaster does have a dart jam door here. In case you get darts caught up in there, you can pop this open, fish them out. Right here in the front as well, since the barrel is removable, it does help very well and make it accessible. Due to how you can change and remove different parts, it does bring this blaster down to a nice compact size, so you can have like a sidearm blaster type, a closed quarter style type blaster, either this way, a long blaster like this, or another closed quarters blaster like this. You know, all fairly good styles. I really like it. This blaster was re-released in a multitude of colors, red, sonic green, clear, and then orange as well. This right here, this particular one, I painted myself. This was my first time ever painting, and you know, I used Rust-Oleum 2 times paint and primer, and I had no clue, and I used some paint markers, actually paint pens and paint markers as well, and I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. So it's a little tough, it's rubbing, it's heavily painted, it still feels comfortable and everything like that. It was fun. If you've never painted a blaster, I suggest you go ahead and give it a try. Even with all the mistakes that I made on this, at the end, I still very much liked what I came out with. This was very cool to paint up. Now, the thing that that got me annoyed at the end, and it's nobody's fault but my own for not reading and paying attention to the website. Their Orange Mod Works sold a 3-stage kit for this blaster for the Recon CS6. When I did this one, first I did this because I'm like, if anything happens, I'm like, I got another one. Another blaster that looks just like this, so I'll be okay. And then I'm like, oh, they have an internals upgrade for this. Now, I didn't know the internals upgrade kits that they had were on clearance, and then furthermore, they were out of stock. Going even further, this blaster has a reverse plunger system, internal system, versus what I thought was the same, because they look exactly the same style, design, seems to be working mechanism for the bare blaster, but this is the older style of Nerf where they use the reverse plunger system. And this, T'Challa, get off the camera. T'Challa. See, my co-worker, my co-host T'Challa wants to start messing with stuff, and we can't have that. So, T'Challa, you're gonna be allowed out. And we'll get back to us hanging out. Now, like I said, with a sad face, I don't have the internals upgrade kit for this. So as it stands, it is a very nice in my personal opinion, of course I'm gonna say that because I'm the one who painted it, it is a very nice prop. Does it still fire darts? Yes. Horribly though. Like, horribly. I may get a dart to go 10 feet. So if I'm gonna use this would be great at a Comic-Con or something like that, because there is absolutely no harm that can come from this, from blasting a dart. I really, I wish I did have the internal upgrades, but seeing how this design outside is the same as this Retaliator, which came out in August of 2012, like I said, pretty much same thing, all parts interchangeable with one another, except this one featured a different stock on it, and it gave you a 12-round magazine versus 6. There's no place to store extra magazine on this blaster. You do have the sling attachment, but the blasters themselves do have sling attachments on them as well. Like I said, everything the same, except this had a direct plunger system. Now this blaster, you can go to town with. You got, I can't even really count. I'm just gonna put as many links as I really can get up there in the description. I may even try to organize it. I don't know, no promises. But this, you have so many options to customize. Now, yes, cosmetic wise, you can buy the same cosmetics that they advertise for the Retaliator and attach them to the Recon CS6 or any other Nerf blasters. But internal parts, if I'm not mistaken, they really only have the Retaliator internal parts, and this is also known in the hobby sport community, where they prophecy this blaster is a staple in the community. So you see this in the thrift stores. Take the opportunity to grab it up, get in there and bust it open and start modding with it. Paint it up, do anything you want with it. I see these at thrift stores all the time for a few dollars, maybe $7 I've seen the most, and even then when it was $7 they'll be like 50% off or something like that. So definitely get your hands on this. This was also released in a few colors, but not as much as the Recon CS6 was. But the only one that seemed to be different, if I'm not mistaken, was the White Elite version, the White Elite XD version, where it was advertised to have upgraded internals on it. I don't have one to say if that's true or not. If you do, please let me know in the comments, and let me know how it was, if it's really that much more. But then again, this is a blaster I would suggest upgrading, getting started. Me personally, I want the Barrett 50 kit for this. I'm not so much into the real steel looks all the time, because they have real steel real steel like stuff for, like, if I wanted to be, I could go to like BB gun stuff like that, but I don't want to. But that Barrett looks so amazing. I really do want it. I'm not against any of the real steel looks of, obviously I have plenty of blasters that do mimic and stuff like that, so I'm not against it, but I am a big geek, so I do love dope sci-fi looking blasters. I really do. I've seen that they're coming out, that Nerf is also coming out with the Star Trek blasters December 1st. And I know it is early, but I'm keeping my eye out for that. I might mention it a few times between now and then, but I really want those blasters. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Halloween's right around the corner. You want to get you some stuff to customize and make look nice for whatever costumes you may come across and do. Definitely get yourselves one of these. Get yourselves a Retaliator. I would suggest a Retaliator for customization over a Recon, because then you can upgrade the power on it and put some power behind the pretty. That's what you want to do. You want to put some power behind the pretty. Right now, my codename Dread, has no power behind this pretty. It just sits up there and talks about what it used to be. But, you know, I really appreciate you guys coming through and hanging out with me. It's always fun. I know I get a little off topic and sidetracked and stuff like that, but like I said, I want you to feel like you're hanging out with me. And if we were hanging out in person, this is actually how I talk. I will sidetrack and go off topic, off subject, and be like, oh yeah, remember I wanted, this is just what I do sometimes. So for all of you guys that appreciate it and like hanging out with me, I appreciate yous. And I hope everybody else, you know, come on, like, comment, share, subscribe. Oh, quick thing. If you didn't know, for some reason, this bottom hole is a dart storage. Like, I don't know why I would want a dart there. I don't know why, but it's a dart storage. So, you know, wherever you're in that critical moment and you need that extra dart, you never know, store one there. But, you know, in the meantime, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share, be nice to each other, blast away, safety goggles on. Appreciate y'all. Till next time. Thank you.